Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the UCL Corner, your weekly UEFA Champions League podcast. I'm here today again with Jenny, Luis, and Greg. How are you guys?
Hi, Danny.
Yeah.
Hi Daniel.
All right, we're here today for a special episode. As you know, unfortunately, we don't have any games, any UCL games this week. We're all sad about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's a good thing that we have some special episodes where we can talk about other subjects rather than the games itself. And today it's going to be a really special episode because we will talk about the greatest campaigns in our humble opinions. Like those campaigns that made us feel that energy of football, that miracle of football. Like, yes, this is football. You know what I'm talking about? We're gonna talk about it. And well, to begin, let's go with Johnny. What do you have for us today? I know you're a Juve fan.
Yeah. So
You have that strong Italian heart.
yeah.
So of course I chose Juve. Unfortunately, I can talk about a victory, of course, but I chose Juve in 2017. I think one of the best Juventus team ever. But then we faced probably the best Real Madrid team ever. So we all know how it ended. It's sad for me. It still hurts because I truly believed we could win that game. But
Yeah, it was a really entertaining final. It was a 4-1. It was
For
good
you.
football display. Yeah, not for you, of course. We were just talking before the episode was like football ways. It was really cool.
yeah. It was a very good game. But the thing is that Juve during all the Champions League before the final conceded only 3 goals in the whole tournament. Then the team reached the final and you concede 4 goals in one game. I mean, okay, that in the other team there's Cristiano Ronaldo, was of course the best player in the world at that moment, but you can concede 4 goals in a final after you conceded only 3 goals in the whole tournament. And also, we still don't know what happened during the half time, because if you remember, there have been Dani Alves and Bonucci arguing, because apparently Dani Alves said, "Yeah, but if we lose, I still have 3 Champions Leagues."
Which is the same amount as Juve has in their whole history. So, yeah.
One more.
One more. Yeah,
One more, yeah. But yeah, I mean, that Juventus team was probably one of the best teams I've ever seen. in my
Where
life.
did you watch the final though?
In my house with my friends.
Mm-hmm.
My friends supported Real Madrid because they didn't want you to win the Champions League. Of course, my best friend is also an Inter fan, and if we would have won that final, we would have won the treble. And so Inter would have not been the only treble winner in Italy. So he was like, "Yeah, I hope Real Madrid wins," and I was like,
They were really jinxing you, right?
yeah. But yeah, man, that team for me was simply amazing, because that year the summer before that year we bought Pjanic from Roma, Higuain from Napoli. I mean,
It was a really record-breaking transfer in Italy,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It was 94 million euros.
94 million euros.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so you did expect a lot from that team. I mean, Mandzukic was also in a great phase,
Yeah.
in a great momentum.
I love him.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
remember
I
Mandzukic
love-
in Juve? He was crazy
Crazy.
in Juve.
Crazy.
Crazy.
Imagine that also.
He's such an underrated player, to be honest.
I agree.
He is.
I agree. He
And
was a really great attacker.
And also imagine that the first time they played all together, like Pjanic and Higuain played together since the beginning of a game in Serie A, Juve won 7-1. So everyone was like, okay, this team is gonna win everything.
Mm-hmm.
Then the Champions League started. In the group stage we faced Sevilla, Lyon, and Dinamo Zagreb. I mean, it didn't start so well because we had a 0-0 draw against Sevilla in Sevilla. Then
It's not a bad result. I mean, it's not something like
Yeah,
we
but-
draw against Sevilla.
yeah, but with the team you expect to win every game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then if I remember well, we played against Dinamo Zagreb, and we won 4-0. Then I think one of the best games I've ever seen. It was Lyon against Juventus in Lyon. I think that Gregory remember that game.
Did you watch the game, Greg? You
Uh,
remember it?
I don't have a lot of memories about this one because Lyon is not my team, but yeah, in France it was like quite a thing because there was like huge expectation on Lyon, and it's funny because like my team and my greatest one is in the same season, and we'll talk about it later. But they lost against this Juventus side, so yeah, it was just Lyon, but a kind of shocker,
Yeah, yeah.
This is this genre of team, but yeah.
Yeah,
They were great.
because I mean that game was crazy. Of course, yeah. Man of the match of that game is for sure Buffon. I, I mean, he saved the penalty.
Yeah,
He made a great, an unbelievable save against Lacazette because his shot has been deflected by a defender while he was already diving, and I don't know how he saved it. And then Cuadrado scored. He wanted to cross, but he scored, so it's okay.
Cuadrado, yeah.
What an amazing player!
And-
Not this year, but what
And
an
an
amazing play.
No, but an amazing season from him too in that
Yeah,
season.
Yes.
Yeah.
Juve won basically everything, almost everything, just the Champions League. So
Yeah.
it was a successful season. And to
Yeah.
be honest, in that 2017 season, you had one of the best kids of the world. That Juve kid was really, really, really beautiful. I have it
The home
actually
kid?
in the home kid. Yeah, he had like
It's quite the same. Each
No,
season,
no, it was quite different because he
Yeah.
usually had like a lot of stripes.
Okay.
This one had like three
He had
big stripes and
the
the thin.
he had three black stripes, one here, one in the middle, and one here with a little
thin- yeah,
white
that's
stripe
it.
inside of it.
I have this kid
I don't
in my
remember.
jersey collection, and it's just one of my favorites. I love this kid. When I got a little chubby since back then, since 2017, but back when the jersey fit on me, I wore it up and down everywhere.
Yeah.
I just love this kid. I love it. But yeah, it was a great season for Juve.
I have the third kit of that season.
With the zebra,
yeah,
the zebra thing.
the
Yeah.
one I have in the profile with in our profile.
Yeah, sure. Actually, also check our Instagram, our trigger at UCL Corner, the trigger at UCL.corner, the Instagram, and don't forget to subscribe in our YouTube channel, UCL Corner. All right, guys? Johnny, thank you so much, man.
Thank you.
I think you have like a little bit of a broken heart about this season because of the
Yeah.
loss, but
Yeah, but and also because
you can see the sadness.
Yeah,
in his
yeah, yeah.
eyes, you know.
But,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
because I mean, in the quarterfinal we faced Barcelona, we won 3-0 after they eliminated PSG with that crazy comeback we all know about.
Yeah.
And
Crazy.
Yeah.
and I remember that in that years the thing was, if Real Madrid doesn't win the Champions League in the past years, whoever beats Barcelona wins the Champions League.
Yeah.
And I was like, maybe it's our year.
It wasn't.
Yeah.
Well, in that same season, we also had an amazing wonder team, if we can talk about it like that. Monaco.
Yeah, Monaco is really a big story because no one could have predict what they were about to do in this season because this squad was quite weird. Like it was like they got promoted to League One like 5 seasons before, and it was really a hard squad. They were, I don't know if you can remember, Andrea Heidi, the center back, he was like 40 years old. They had Ricardo Carvalho, he was 38. So during the summer of this season, they've done a huge squad overhaul, and they came back to the season with the 4th youngest squad in League One, And so there was quite a huge expectation, but there was also a lot of players from the academy. A player that I don't know if you heard about, Kylian Mbappe.
No,
From the academy.
I don't
Yeah,
recall.
yeah.
Can't recall.
I just-
never heard of him.
Not very famous.
I just saw a video of him, like a throwback video,
Yeah.
and he's still young, no?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
he looks so old compared to compare to what he looked like back
Yeah.
then in Monaco. He looked so young, of course, and now you can see he like grew up. And I think it's so interesting because with athletes you can like so many times see on how much
Yeah.
they
The maturity. And,
Yes.
sports really gets a lot of energy out of your body. You can see
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But sorry for that.
Yeah, I mean, you look at 32, 34-year-old players and you say, this guy's old.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah,
Because like
whatever.
we just used to see them for like such a lot of season, you know. Like
Mhm.
for 2017, no, we used to see Mbappe score every week and everything. So yeah, this season they there was almost no run because like they finished third in League One the season before, and so they entered to the Champions League in the third qualifying round. So it was already in July, and in July you're not fit, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's really tricky to win this qualifying round, even if you're the best team. And actually, they lost against Fenerbahce in the first leg, and they managed to do a comeback in Monaco in the second leg, and then they easily beat Villarreal in the playoff. But yeah, it could have never been a run, and maybe they would have never won the title this season because they went to the semi-final, but also they managed to um, to rotate the squad to win the league against
Mhm.
PSG to stop PSG hegemony. And I think that Monaco is with Ajax. I think it's one of the greatest run and most heartbreaking because like this team,
Yeah,
it was something else. It was
from the
something else.
underdogs teams,
Yeah, you
like the
know,
teams
like
in
the
the
team
beginning of the
United, like
season, you don't think it's gonna win.
exactly.
Is
You know, like if Napoli like lost in the semi-final this season, I think in the few years you will say again, oh, this team, they could have done something more, and they could have been like one of the greatest fairy tale
Mhm.
ever. And there's so much iconic game in this Monaco campaign when you think about the round of 16 against Man City.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Both games were incredible. Like they lost like the first leg 5-3, but they were ahead of time, and when they were ahead of at half time, and then they conceded 3 goals in 45 minutes. Everybody was saying, yeah, okay, it's over. They
Mhm.
did well, but it's over. You know, 2 goals deficit against City. They will not do anything, and then in the return again, Mbappe. Mbappe, it was the birth of Mbappe, really.
It was.
Like
Yeah.
it was the moment where he stepped up and he showed that he can be that man. You know,
Yeah,
he
I think
can
that
be that man.
since the youth stages, Mbappe was rated as a future prospect
Yeah,
and a
wonder
future
Yeah.
great
kid.
player.
Mm-hmm.
But after that season, it was like, okay, he will
He,
be,
yeah,
Yeah.
he will
Yeah.
be
yeah,
Yeah.
everything we imagined for him, everything we thought he could be, he will be.
Yeah.
You know, and that season was like the decisive moment for him. You know, for his
yeah,
career.
yeah, exactly. Because like in the group stage, he didn't score a goal of the group stage of the Champions League, and he finished the season of Champions League with 6 goals. 6 goals in just the knockout, you know.
Yeah,
It's
really
crazy.
decisive.
Against City, against Dortmund, and against Juventus.
Yeah.
So and this season was quite bittersweet because in the semi-final, I don't know if you remember, Jenny, but they faced Juventus, and after 1 minute in the first leg, Chiellini just
Yeah, I remember it. Yeah.
Chiellini sleep on the pitch,
Yeah, and
and
then they took keep the ball with
yeah,
his hand. Yeah.
and as like the Monaco forward was going to the goal alone, he jumped on his feet and he took the ball with his hand. He didn't even get a yellow card.
No, he got a
He
yellow card.
no. I checked. I
Really?
thought too. I checked, but he didn't.
Really?
Nothing. You saw the image where he just put the ball with his hand.
Crazy.
Nothing.
The
And
Italian masterclass.
yeah, Italian corruption.
Probably.
Probably. Yeah, but yeah. So it was really like bittersweet. 'Cause I think they could have done more. You know, you never know. Like
Yeah.
if they took the lead after 1 minute at home against Juventus, maybe they can do it. You know.
Yeah, and that Monaco environment at this season was perfect for the rising of young players.
Yeah.
Like
So
also Bernardo
so
Silva was there, right?
Bernardo Silva, you have Benjamin Mendy,
True.
you have Kylian Mbappe, you have so much players that
And-
went on. Even Timo Bakayoko is
Yeah.
not that good anymore, but
He was amazing that
He
time.
was
Yeah.
amazing,
He was amazing.
and he on the move to Chelsea for like 50 million. It was huge.
Yeah, and it was a perfect environment because you had a lot of young talents and also old
Experience,
players.
yeah.
Not veterans. Veterans not the word. But old players that could give the like
Yeah,
calm
for
down.
you
It's gonna
know-
be okay. You know.
Exactly.
Give
Like
the
in
example.
the summer, they've done only 4 recruitment, and it was De Sanctis, the second goalkeeper, was 49. You have Kamil Glik, he was like 33, and it's just all these players. They were there not to play all the games, but to bring experience
Yeah,
and
yeah.
to be like the mentor of all these young players from the academy and try to make them step up,
Mhm.
and that worked. That worked
Yeah, they work a
perfectly.
lot. I mean, for the guys and for Monaco who got a lot
Yeah,
of money with the young players.
yeah, of
Oh
course.
yeah.
Yeah, that. But also, the coach deserves a lot of credit.
Yes.
Leonardo Jardim, he was the man that built this squad.
Hmm.
It's the perfect representation of you need time to build something.
That's it. Yeah.
True.
Moving on, Luisa. You got something special for us too, right? A
Yeah.
Bayern legendary campaign.
Yeah.
We're finally gonna talk about a title winning team, right?
Yeah, we will. I also thought about talking about Liverpool, but I didn't in the end. So I'm sticking with Bayern. I know it might be a bit boring, but yeah. So it actually starts in 2012 because in 2012 Bayern was second in every single like championship they could have won, and they lost everything to Dortmund.
Mhm.
Except the Champions League, of course. They lost to Chelsea with the DJ Drogba goal that still is
Talk about it.
so hard.
Yeah.
But so everything started there because in an interview, Jupp Heynckes said after the 2012, like Munich was shut down. No one was on the streets at that night when they lost. It was insane. It was just, it felt like the city was dead. And so for 1.5 weeks, none of the players, not either the coach, neither the coaches talked to each other. It was just break, do whatever you want to do, and then come back to training. So, for example, Jean Boateng also said that he couldn't eat for 3 days. So it was really hard. And after that, Jupp Heynckes said they all came back to the Sebener the trainings ground, and everyone was sitting there, and Jupp Heynckes just said, "Okay, you know what? You know what? So this season we're gonna win it all." And so it started off pretty good. The whole season was incredible, with a team that was so legendary. Like Gustavo was there. It was Timoschuk. Imagine like Anatoly Timoschuk. He played an amazing season. And so everything went on from that. We also it's a pretty interesting season because three of the teams that you guys support here, Bayern won against.
Yeah.
Two
So
for me. Two
yeah,
for
it
me.
started with
Yeah.
started in the group stage with Lille,
Mm.
and
Great memory.
went on with Arsenal, and after that Juve.
Yeah.
And then there was the Barcelona, also incredible games, and all went up. And I think everyone just felt that Bayern will go to the final, but I think everyone felt that they are going to lose again because they already lost like so many finals before. So then the legendary German final went on in Wembley, and I remember my family and I were on vacation in Turkey, and at that time the nephew of Matthias Sammer was in the same hotel as we were, and they flew to the final because it was at that time. So him and his family went away for one night, and then they came back, and there was like a whole public viewing at the theater stage. And I remember and how nervous we were, especially my brother. He was like, oh, and
Your whole family is a Bayern supporter, right?
yes, that's true. Even my mom, my mom is also a big Bayern fan, and she always says that she has no knowledge, but she actually does have a lot of knowledge. But whatever. So the final came on, and of course it was more intense because it was Dortmund that Bayern played against,
Yeah.
and it was already clear that we won the league. We hadn't won the cup. So it was the Champions League final, afterwards the German Cup. So the treble was, which in the end happened, but was like still possible.
And it was an amazing Dortmund squad.
Wow, it was incredible. No, really, it was incredible. And
It's like a legendary FIFA squad. You know,
Yeah.
every guy that plays FIFA or girl that plays FIFA played with that Dortmund squad once.
yeah,
It's like a legend.
yeah,
So the final itself was legendary. The atmosphere was legendary.
Yeah.
The way the environment was tense.
and it started off pretty bad for Bayern.
Yeah.
especially the first half. I mean, Mandzukic scored,
Yeah.
but it was the first 25 minutes were so bad. You can really feel that the players and like even like the staff, everyone was so nervous, and you could really feel it. Schweinsteiger had such a hard time in the first 25 minutes, so Dortmund should have scored in that time.
Yeah.
But they managed. Bayern managed that they couldn't in the end, and yeah, then Mandzukic scored the goal, and then everyone was like, oh, and then Dante caused the penalty, and I thought when that went in, I was like, we're gonna lose again. I wasn't convinced anymore, and then that amazing. When you talk about the goal of Arjen Robben, he scored. You always talk about Ribéry, like passing him with like with an incredible turn,
Mm-hmm.
and Robben scoring the goal, as you mentioned when we talked about it, like the absolute legendary celebration. You can
Yeah.
feel the passion that came out of Robben and everything he had in the season before, and
It was like it was kept inside of him that,
incredible.
and he just
shouted it out,
yeah.
and but for me, one of the best things about the goal was the pass from Boateng. He just saw it, and you see like he's been putting the wide pass. He saw Ribéry will walk into that space, and the pass was incredible. If you look, if you want to watch it again, it was insane. So then the celebration, and then in the end Bayern also won the cup. So it was just the first treble for Bayern. Jupp Heynckes being after that, I mean even before, but after that he's just the goat at Bayern as a coach, and yeah, it was just
It was a special year, right?
it was a really
But
really special
I
year.
think, as you said, Juppe Hacks was just what you needed. A guy that has experience. He has the vision of the game, the calm, the mindset to
Yeah.
to be calm and to guide them to.
And his social awareness is so high.
Mhm.
When you like listen to interviews or players talking about working with Jupp Heynckes, everyone says the most important thing is that he knew that if you're like a coach at Bayern or at a big club already where you have really individual talent, you don't need to be the coach that is pursuing someone to be in better at this or better at that. You need to be a good version of helping the team, but building a team and having a socially good atmosphere within the team. And
Like a humanity
absolutely,
aspect, right?
that's what Jogi Löw did for the 2014 World Cup squad for Germany too. And you can, yeah, I think that was the most important thing, was on how they got back to the point to say, okay, now we're gonna win it all, and they did.
Yeah, but Dante should have been sent off in the final.
Should have been sent off.
Yeah,
Why?
because he did the penalty and he got the yellow card, and then he did a fall on the midfield again on Royce.
Yeah.
I don't remember. That was stopping the counter attack. It's like
Yeah.
a second yellow.
Yeah, I do get what you're saying, and I think I cannot really say anything it's true, but I think the game was pretty rough,
Yeah, it was.
and
rough.
I think
It was
the
a rough
referee
game.
was like a little bit. He had like a big line, like a wide line. And
Trying
one
to
thing I
control the
want to
game,
say,
right?
one thing I want to say, and then I'm done. I don't know if you remember Subotic coming up to Robben in the cup final the year before in 2012, shouting at him and being so happy that he missed.
Yeah, I remember that.
And he really went to his face, and it was not really, it wasn't necessary. I can feel, I know that people have emotions and stuff, but that was just so unrespectful. And then after the final whistle of the Champions League final, Jean Boateng went to Subotic and did the exact same thing. And that was one of the pictures that I have in my mind the most.
Okay, guys, now it's my
It's your
time.
turn.
It's
What is
my
your
turn.
team though, Danny?
Yeah.
I'm going to start. It's a little bit cliche, you can say, but
Can you guess?
Yeah, I have the jersey on me today. I will talk about last season's Real Madrid. That fantastic run, that amazing comebacks. The team was really quite unique. I mean, but one of the things that stood out for me personally was to get the chance to see two Brazilian players being decisive for the team, for such a big
Yep.
team. I mean, it had been a while since a Brazilian player wasn't that decisive or had such a major role in a Champions League title. You can say Kaká when he was the best of the world in
You mean at Real
2007.
Madrid or
No.
in
In the
okay.
Champions League as a whole. I mean, I was just talking to Gianni about it yesterday. You think about the best Brazilian players to play in the Champions League. Come on, Ronaldo. He never won the Champions League. Romário, he was one of the best Brazilian strikers in the world in all time. He didn't even won the Champions League. He has 20 goals in the Champions League. Ronaldo has even less. Kaká has won Champions League. He's a legend, but he's not like a Champions League. He wasn't decisive in the 2007 Milan. You had a lot of amazing players who, as a team, got to the title. So the Real Madrid from 2021, 2022 was one of the few teams that won the Champions League and had two Brazilian guys as their main players. You know, of course, you had Benzema, you had Toni Kroos, you had Modric, who played major roles. But I mean, if Rodrigo didn't score that header against Manchester City, they wouldn't have been champions.
Yeah.
Vini got the goal in the final, so it was really special for me to get to see Brazilian players being decisive in a Champions League winning team. Also because Vini had a lot of criticism when he arrived in Madrid. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah.
Yep.
He was bought after the
45 million, right?
45 million euros from Flamengo, and after the under 17 Sul-Americano championship, where he just rocked. He was amazing.
Sunaben what?
Sul-Americano is the
Ah,
South American
okay.
American championship
Okay.
of national teams,
Okay.
and he was amazing in the championship. And Real Madrid bought. It was one of the first signings of this new Real Madrid culture to buy young players, young talents. You know, and when he came, actually because he was bought when he was 17, so he had to wait for a year to turn 18 to go to Madrid.
Yep.
And a lot of people in Brazil were saying, "No, he won't even wear the Real Madrid jersey. He won't even play for Real Madrid. He's a fraud. You know, he won't become this great player everybody talks." And he became
Actually,
a legend.
I didn't think he was a fraud, but I also was not convinced.
Yeah, because you pay 45 million for
Yeah.
a 17-year-old
Yeah.
is a lot.
Yeah.
You know, it's a lot. And even in Brazil, where he's from, there was this criticism and this harsh comments about him. So to see him finally strive and shine in such a big club was like okay, shut up to the critics. Vini Jr. is amazing. He deserves to be where he is, and it was really special. And Rodrigo also. I mean,
Yeah.
come on, guys. The game against Manchester City was just the game of his life. So for me, watching this Real Madrid team was amazing because I really like Real Madrid. I mean, I had this strong feeling about the club, but also because of the Brazilian players there. I mean, also Militão, Marcelo was there. Marcelo is my favorite Brazilian player of all time.
Yeah.
So
Really? Marcelo is your favorite?
no, not of all
Brazilian
time,
player?
not of all time. But I think that I've watched, maybe Marcelo is the best. For me, my favorite.
Okay.
For me,
all
it's also
time-
my favorite. I like him.
I just love him.
What is he doing, by the way?
He
He's not at Olympiacos
he
anymore.
left
Fluminense.
Olympiacos and came to Fluminense back in
Yeah.
Brazil.
Oh, he is.
Yeah, is the
Because it wasn't like wasn't Al Nasser also interested in?
yeah.
They were interested in him.
Yeah,
But
whatever.
he came back to Brazil. He came from the Fluminense youth stages, so he came back from
Yeah.
his boyhood club.
Okay.
And also to illustrate what I'm saying about this Brazilian not being decisive in the UCL, I brought some numbers that I have. Like you get the Brazilian with most games, right? You have Roberto Carlos with 128, Fernandinho with 116, and Dani Alves with 114. I mean, none of those guys were really decisive. You don't see like a player that you can say, no, this player won the title for this team.
Mm.
Maybe Dani Alves, who
But-
was a really good.
But don't you think that I totally agree with you, and I think that the Brazilian guys really had an amazing, outstanding season, and as you said, I do agree. But don't you think that Benzema won it?
Yeah. But Benzema wouldn't have won it if it wasn't for that Rodrigo goal
Yeah,
against
that's
Manchester
true.
City.
That's true. Yeah.
And also Vini scored in the final.
Yeah, no, I don't wanna say like it's different. I just wanna ask like.
No, yeah, Benzema was the main star from the team. It's undoubtable. I mean, I love Benzema too, and I think he's amazing. And I think that season was his season. But Vini and Rodrigo also played like major roles, and that
Yeah,
makes me really happy.
definitely.
But
So it's really like
to stay on Brazil, and Casemiro was also so much
Yes.
important for them.
Yeah,
Because
true.
in the
Casemiro also-
midfield, he was just linking with
True.
all the players, and he deserved to be up there.
yeah, sure.
Rodrigo and
Also,
Vinicius, he
also,
deserved to be up there.
Casemiro's a legend. He's a legend. I mean,
Even at United.
Yeah.
I've seen someone saying that Casemiro might be the best defensive midfielder ever, and I don't totally disagree.
The best.
The best defensive midfielder
I
ever.
mean, we could argue on that, but yeah, probably
Yeah, I mean, you can have
one of the best.
Gattuso,
Makelele.
Makelele, maybe, but Casemiro is up there. I mean, he has 5 Champions League titles.
With an amazing goal against Juve in 2017.
An amazing goal, yeah. So yeah, that's it. Real Madrid is my
Nice one.
my biggest Champions League run ever. Alright guys, moving on, we have a quiz today as it's a special episode. Here's the thing. I'm thinking of a player and they will have to figure out like giving questions like does he play in the top 5 leagues?
And it's yes no answers, right?
Yes no answers.
Mhm.
Only yes no answers.
Okay.
And they'll have to find out which player I'm thinking of.
Okay,
So,
don't
yeah.
be too hard on us.
All right, Greg, you go first. And you go like Greg, Luisa, Jenny, Greg,
Okay.
Luisa, Jenny, right?
Is he still playing?
Yes.
Is he playing in the Champions League?
In the
Champions League?
His play is in the top 5 leagues.
top 5 leagues, yes.
Okay.
Is it a striker?
He's a striker, yeah.
Is he playing in the Premier League?
Premier League, yes.
Marcus Rashford.
No.
Tried.
Is he playing in London?
In London, yes.
Ooh.
I think Greg's cooking up something.
Is he a 9? Or is he like... Okay, no, that's not a yes or no question. Is he a 9?
He can be a 9.
But what is he start? He's made me starting as a 9.
Mainly as a 9. Mainly
Okay.
as a 9.
Ooh.
Premier League London,
He-
right?
Yes.
He plays for Chelsea.
Nope.
Is it Gabriel Martinelli?
No.
Ah, fuck. He plays as striker. No.
Okay, I'm just gonna guess teams, I guess. Is it Harry Kane?
Nope.
Ah,
Yeah. That was my second one.
Gabriel Jesus.
Gabriel Jesus.
Ah.
Yeah, let's go. Gabriel
no,
Jesus.
I thought about
Yeah.
him. But I thought, no, it would be way too easy if it's Gabriel Jesus.
And one of the reasons I thought about Gabriel Jesus, I mean, I thought, okay, we should think about Champions League players. But Gabriel Jesus is the 10th Brazilian top scorer in the UCL. He has 20 goals in 38 games,
Wow.
which is amazing.
Why was I saying Harry Kane? I asked if he's
Yeah.
playing in the Champions League.
I
I'm so
saw
dumb.
your face and I said Gabriel and your face was like, I said Marcelino and you went, no.
You had your chance, man.
So much Gabriel, you know. So
Yeah. You had
Imagine
three.
him saying yes and then being like, oh, no, not him.
I could have still been wrong.
All right, guys, that's it for today. I hope you guys liked the quiz. The next special episodes will have more. This was more like a to begin with the plays, but yeah, thank you guys so much for coming. And once again,
Thank
I'm
you,
really
guys.
happy
Thank you.
that this special episode was really touchy. We have some personal background, some personal stories, right?
Sure.
And it was really good. So yeah, see you next week, guys.
See
See you
you.
next
Thank
week.
you.
Bye bye.